Hi, good morning, and hello from Sunny Simple Living. I'm currently in my garden this week. I'm doing it slightly differently, so I'm here with the alpacas, and today I'm going to prepare my spring garden. I'm going to plant some veggies, well, not live with you, but I'm going to show you how I prepare my spring garden and prepare my seeds and how I do it, because I get lots of questions of people asking like what are you planting, what grows well there. So we'll do a little bit about that. So yeah, I'm going to show you first of all. I'm in the front garden basically. I have the big garden is downstairs, but I don't think I have any reception there. So this is supposed to become a herb garden. It's very wintry right now. There's still a bit of kale left. There's my calendula over there. I have lots of calendula. I love calendula. There's some onions. There's supposed to be strawberries, but my mint and borage, some rucola. So yeah, and there's cabbage in there and a bit of lettuce in theory as well. But yeah, that's kind of it, my garden at the moment. So I'm going to show you what I am going to do today. I have this. Axel has made me this weird looking box, and the idea with that box is I put the polypropylene boxes in there, and I will there's still some stuff in there from last year, but I will start planting my seeds in a bit today, and I will put 4 of these boxes can go in the big box, and that way I can put it inside. I'll put it inside upstairs on the living room table, so I can actually so it gets warm, and because it still freezes here at night. So yeah, now this is something I wanted to show you. This is my seed box. This is basically where I keep my seeds, and I have had many different methods in the past, and this is what works best for me. Like I have a friend, Kat, at Kurkum Farm. She has this awesome wall full of glass jars, and she puts all of her seeds in glass jars. Now I hope I'll have that one day, but at the moment this is all I have. So this, for instance, that's last year's chickpeas. These are from 2 years ago actually, but these are last year's. I'm going to plant these. This is basically what I save here and there, like this is calendula, for instance. These are the neighbor's grapes and things like that. I always have lots and lots of little empty bags, the really tiny ones and bigger ones. So whenever I'm eating something I really like, I can just put the seeds in a little bag, or put whatever I want, and I can keep that way. So, and here, that's going to be planted next week. The carrots, some green beans. What else do we have here? Yeah, little stuff. Now, underneath here, that's my real seed collection. And it might be weird at this moment, especially if the sun is not quite on it. Yeah, this is it's the first time I do a live with my phone, so let me know how that works for you. If you're there live, give me a like, give me a reaction, a comment, anything, so I know you're there, because at this moment I'm only seeing Hola Kiko, ¿qué tal? There's Kiko in there. That's our, kind of neighbor. He has a restaurant, an excellent restaurant, by the way, Calacereta, in the next village, Cretas. We love going there. And we love Kiko and his wife as well. So they've become good friends in the time we've been here. Now let's see, what do we have here? Oh yeah, so there's my seeds, and I put them in those Ziploc bags per category. For instance, here I have, what is this? This is random veg. This is, I write it on there in Dutch. So bloemen is flowers. See, there's a bit in English as well. So that's where I keep like calendula and borage and things like that. This, and the flowers I keep are mainly beneficial. Like the calendula I have there, they're supposed to be really good for your soil. They also attract beneficial insects, like the insects that need to pollinate your other plants. So I like to plant them around, especially tomato and things like that. But basically my calendula I plant everywhere. So this is, for instance, this is my courgette bag for the zucchinis. So this has, like, this Batje is the random, well, generic seed company here, and I don't like using a lot of that, but sometimes I do. But these are, for instance, this is a bag of, I don't know what that is. Well, it is zucchini or maybe squash. It's probably something like this, for instance. It's yeah, squash in my zucchini bag. I should maybe clean this up a bit before I start planting. So yeah, and so that's all the things I keep. I also have like this, for instance. That's something I got from my friend Kat. I'm going to plant. I've got I keep lots of things for planting. Now, one thing people have been asking me, is where do I get my seeds? And I'm going to try and find, oh yeah, for instance, I love getting seeds from, what's the name? The Real Seeds catalog, which is realseeds.co.uk. And they have, like, they used to live in Spain. They know what grows here and what doesn't. And they have so many good varieties and like heirloom varieties. And heirloom varieties are basically the old varieties. They haven't been genetically modified. If all goes well, so it's supposed to really work well and give you some good food. And I like to work with organic stuff, like organic seeds, because that means that when I plant something, I'll be able to keep the seeds and to replant them next year, and they'll give me the same or kind of the same. While if you work with, yeah, this, for instance, the generic F1, genetically modified stuff, or not even genetically modified, but they have just been crossed often to make a better crop and to make it work better. And the thing with those is that, it's when you save the seeds and you plant them, you are not much likely to get the same thing in return. For instance, is that if I would plant, an apple tree, for instance, and I would plant it with organic seeds like heirloom seeds, and I know what that tree is, I would be able to save the pits from that tree and to plant them again next year. But if I'm just eating an apple, a random apple, and I'll be saving the seeds and planting them, there's no guarantee that I will even get apple for it, that there will be any fruit on it. So this is another one of my suppliers. This is Les Reverdes, and it's Catalan, which means it's not that far from here. The annoying thing is that their website is in Catalan, and we're on the Spanish side of the border, so we're in Aragon, and my Catalan is not very good, but yeah, there's always Google Translate. Now this is Rucola, so it goes with the lettuces, over here. Now other places I get from, it's just exchange like this, is from my friend Kat, and I have probably given her some of my seeds in return. And I also sometimes, when I'm in Holland, I will just try and find some good organic seeds. The thing is that when you are able to get seeds from somewhere who is close by, that just works better, because those seeds or those plants are already used to what grows there and the temperature, the climate and things like that. So it's always better to have seeds that have grown near you, so the plants will be better adapted to your climate and to even microclimates. Now let's see, what else did I want to share with you today? Oh yeah, well, I have made a tiny plan for my garden, but it's not much yet. So this is basically it, and that's for the downstairs garden. So the thing you're seeing here, that's just what's supposed to become the herb garden. Over there, if you go down, down that way, all the way down, sorry about all the mess, it's a garden in progress, right? So all the way down there, you can't really see it in the camera. I think that's where my real garden is, and that's where I plan some crops, like tomatoes, and there's lots more kale and cabbage and stuff over there. But what I was showing you, sorry, I digress, is my quick plan that I already made. And that's basically next week we're going to plant broad beans, green beans, tomato. It's too early for that, but I will probably be starting tomatoes in that box, so I will plant them in the polystyrene trays, and then I will put 4 trays in the box, and that box will go up to the living room so it stays inside, it stays warm and at a constant temperature, which is good for germinating your plants. So yeah, chickpeas I will be planting, courgettes, zucchini is going into the trays as well, corn as well. Corn needs quite a high constant temperature to germinate, otherwise it will start to mold. So I will probably not be starting my corn until, well, in a few weeks, which is next month, right? Yeah, so what else did I want to talk to you about today? I had a few questions beforehand, which is why I'm doing this. So yeah, I can, oh yeah, how do we choose what we grow? Yeah, well, basically there we just made a list. I made a list 2 years ago. Before that, I would just see every time I saw something interesting in my garden. Wait, let's just turn this. I can see you again, or you can see me. Can you actually see me? Like so. Yeah. So when we just came here, and I would go to the garden and I would just get whatever felt nice and whatever looked nice and everything, and I would have lots of plants, and we would end up not eating them. So in the wow, my arm, I did a nasty fall yesterday. I was trying to hold on to an alpaca while we were clipping nails, and that didn't go quite right, so I fell and I can't really hold up my arm very well. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. So I used to just buy whatever sounded good or looked good. But yeah, then we would have lots of plants and lots of work as well. And in the end, I would end up not eating them. So 2 years ago, I made a really extensive list of whatever was, whatever we actually liked to eat and did eat and would want to get from our garden. So now I have lots of kale. I love kale, and we have cabbage, and we have lettuce, and like we have, of course, there's a lot of zucchini. I love eating zucchini. Sorry, it's my first time doing this with the with my phone, and I'm not quite used to holding on. Maybe I should get a selfie stick or something. Thank you, Tanya. Yeah, so I have raised beds here, and I have raised beds down there, and it's basically because the soil is, well, can you see it? The soil is like this. It's quite compacted, and this is, it's not very useful. So we tried making trenches and putting stuff on top of it, and it worked a bit, but not as quick as just putting up those raised beds and putting them full of soil. And there's like almond shells in there and alpaca poo and everything we can find, and that works quite well for us. Like here's the onions and stuff, and there's my rucola and the mint that didn't die this year. So and that's basically, we love eating. Axel has a really nice recipe, pasta with blue cheese and rucola, and I love having mint tea. And here there's supposed to be lemon balm. Not too much of it. The calendula is basically, I like the side of calendula. I like how easy it is to grow, because it will grow anywhere and it will just keep coming back. So that's the first reason I buy calendula. Also this year I'm really going to try and make salve with my calendula, which is supposed to be really easy, so we'll see how that works. But basically we just made a list, and we made sure we grow what we actually eat. We also make sure we grow things that would do well here, like the kale. I wasn't aware that the kale would be doing so well, but the kale. So this is just a tiny bit of the kale, and I have so much more kale down at the real garden that we actually just feed it to the chickens. And like you see that really ugly red and white thing here, that's to prevent that little nice little alpaca over there to eat all of my kale. But so you have greenhouses, Tanya. That sounds really good. And garlic and onion. I think I'm supposed to plant garlic next week, but I haven't yet. I don't have any garlic to plant, so we're going to get garlic hopefully today or tomorrow, and I'll be that will hopefully for planting. Back to me now. So we used to have a greenhouse as well, but that basically it was plastic. It wasn't very expensive. It was plastic, and the sun is very, very hard on greenhouses, on plastic greenhouses here. Even like I thought about having a polytunnel, but it would mean changing the plastic on the polytunnel now and then, and that would become quite expensive. And well, we've we have resigned ourselves for now to just growing things that would actually do well when not grown in greenhouses. I do start my seeds inside though, just in the living room, which as well, I'm a really bad gardener actually. I forget to water my plants and I forget to harvest stuff. So having those seeds germinating in the living room helps remind me that I should water them. And that works a lot better than a greenhouse I have to remind myself to go to. So yeah, if there are any questions, make sure you ask them in the comments. I'm really happy to share anything we're doing around here, because I know some of the people following us would like to do the same or are doing the same. And so if you are doing the same, if you are off the grid, I would love to hear what you're doing, what you are planting this year, how you, what is the setup of your garden and how much time are you putting into it. So I love to hear from others as well. But if you have any questions, I'm really happy to answer them as well. Now, yeah, today was supposed to be about getting started with solar power, and I didn't do it in the end because we were supposed to be on the go as well. We were supposed to be traveling today. Now the car broke down last week, so we're waiting for a part before we can go travel. And I'm hoping next week we will actually be traveling. So that's why next week I have already recorded that webinar that is all about getting started with off-grid solar. So I will leave you, as I know people like, hey Paco, I thought I'd leave you with a few images of nice looking alpacas, but then Paco went for a run. So yeah, this is an ordinary winter day. It's quite cold here, but it is sunny. The alpacas are not liking me right now. We cut their nails yesterday and it was quite an experience. Like, yeah, Cici, we actually still have one nail to cut on Cici. I tried to keep her, but she just ran away and I fell. It was must have been quite a sight. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you have any questions, just ask them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. And if you don't, you will have a pre-recorded video from me next week about getting started with off-grid solar. And in 2 weeks, I'm coming here live again, and I'm going to talk about having a virtual job, because I've had many people, I'm a virtual assistant, and I've had people ask me about how it actually works to have to work virtually when you live off the grid. So I'm going to talk about that in 2 weeks. For now, have a really good day. I hope it's as sunny as where I am. It's nice and cool as well, so it's nice and it's not too warm. You see there's lots of almond blossoms. I hope you're seeing this. Well, have a nice day, and I will see you next week or in 2 weeks, Friday morning at 11 CET. Bye bye.